It was weird when I hit the ground. I got the wind knocked out of me. I could tell by the look on my guys' faces that something was.
They were panicked.
That something was really wrong.
Just keep on going. Keep
I was leaning over the edge and I was looking down and I was thinking, I could end it right now and I won't suffer anymore.
Hi folks, welcome to Huntsman's Crate. My name is Mike McCabe.
I'm Tony Grasso.
This week, Tony, the show's going to be basically all about you and your story of how it all came to a head while you ended up in the chair. It's something you really don't like talking about, but hey, you gotta let the people know.
Yep. Tell my story. I was just a normal, regular, average guy, construction worker. I always was hunting and fishing and living life to the fullest.
It's amazing how it can just all of a sudden on a dime turn around, isn't it?
It's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
On March 23rd, 2011, I was on a construction site and I fell through a floor.
Did you actually stand on a piece of plywood? I know you said you was on the second floor.
Yep.
Did it slide out from under you?
No, I was standing on a piece of plywood over a stairwell. It was supposed to be framed in, and it had snowed that day. And I thought that the floor was safe.
Solid?
Yeah, and it wasn't. It was weird. When I hit the ground, I got the wind knocked out of me. And I was like butterfly,
sucking air.
Yeah.
Seeing squirrels and butterflies and deer. Yeah.
And I remember looking up and seeing the hole in the floor. And the first thing I did was I got mad. I'm like, who the heck put OSB over that hole? And I felt like something was laying on top of me. So I was trying to sit up, and I couldn't sit up.
It don't work, yeah, I know.
And I was reaching down to feel like what was pinning me to the ground. And I grabbed it, and I'm like, and I looked, and it was my leg, and I was like, oh my God, I can't feel my leg.
Yeah.
And then I could tell by the look on my guys' faces that something was...
They were panicked.
That something was really wrong. Yeah. And then the pain started.
Yeah.
So...
And it happened so fast.
I was rushed to the hospital. They gave me like a 70% chance that I wasn't going to make it through the surgery, and I made it through and fought my butt off, and I was in Buffalo for a week.
You know, you don't really know how your inner strength comes out until you're in a position where you're fighting for your life. You know, it's like when you just said you fought your butt off, it's a fact. And, you know, it was the same when I had my accident. It's the will to hold on and not let go.
Yep.
And that's what pulled you through that.
It did. I was, I had surgery in Buffalo, New York. I was there a week, and my family wanted the best for me. They wanted the best outcome from my
situation.
Yeah. So they started doing research, and they found out about the Shepherd Center, which I found out later where you were.
Yeah.
And a week after my accident, they flew me on a ambulance jet out to Georgia.
Georgia, yeah.
Yep. And I started my rehab at the Shepherd Center. And you know, they push you there, which you know.
Yeah, they do.
It's not like a regular rehab. It's a job there.
Yep.
You got 8 hours of rehab a day, and they really push you. And they had told me, they said, you know, what you put into your rehab is what you're going to get out. And I was always kind of a hard head and always try to push myself to the limits.
Right. And that's most probably what got you through, you know, that surgery time too.
It did. It did. But I was there, after I was there a couple of days, I was like, I pushed myself down to the gym. And I was like, you know, I'm going to start working out because I always worked out. And I was like, I'm not going to stop.
Right.
And I went down in the gym and I was benching and I heard a pop. And went back to my room and I told my nurses my back was bothering me for a couple of days and this really started bothering me. So they did some x-rays. I broke the hardware in my back, benching.
On the bench?
Yeah.
Well, you're not supposed to bench like 400 pounds after falling 25 feet and breaking your back.
They did another surgery on me. They fixed the rods, they replaced them. And they sent me home then because I was in a lot of pain and I wasn't healing that good. So they didn't want to push the rehab too hard. So they sent me home and I went back about a month later and I finished up my rehab there. I haven't been back since, but I'd love to go back and thank all those people that helped me through because
I did that. Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
I'd love to do that because it's the Shepherd Center was like the best place to be and the worst time of your life.
Yeah.
Huntsman's Creed TV is proudly brought to you by the Huntsmans Foundation, inspiring and enabling disabled Americans to enjoy our great outdoors. Action Track Chair, we provide freedom, independence, and mobility. Afflictor Broadheads, resistance is futile. And McCabe Outdoor Mobility, serving disabled Americans nationwide. This segment of the Huntsman's Creed TV is brought to you by McCabe Outdoor Mobility, serving disabled Americans nationwide.
Last year, Bubba had a really nice 10-pointer on camera, so came out to Kentucky. We had this beautiful 10-pointer come in, started over, talking.
Oh, just keep on going. Keep on rolling. Keep on rolling.
We had the perfect wind to hunt the spot. We had a really nice 10-pointer on camera. I went in with Bubba. He helped me get in my blind. He was my cameraman too. I've been coming up here and hunting with Bubba for a while.
Yeah.
A few years. Can't even tell you how many. And he's like one of my best friends.
Yeah, if I stand him like that, don't say. Yeah, I know what you mean. That's cool.
For me, getting back into the outdoors, getting hunting again was very therapeutic for me.
Boy, for me, it was everything. I mean, that's what I live to do. That's most probably the biggest reason that we're putting together the Huntsmans Foundation. We're securing land in Kentucky.
Yep.
And we're going to be putting up a lodge, and it's going to be to totally benefit any person with a handicap, disability.
Yep.
And especially our veterans.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that number no more about 22 guys losing their life a day.
Right.
Because of depression and stuff. You know, if you're one of those guys, we need you to come hunt with us. We need you to come spend some time outdoors down here in Kentucky and get that want of life again.
Let us show you how life goes on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure enough, buck came in, 30 yards, full velvet, good deer to shoot, never gave me a shot. Sensed something wasn't right, turn around and walk straight out. Couldn't stop him, couldn't get him turned broadside, no shot. So we couldn't hunt that spot for a few days, so we had a few nice bucks on camera, right?
We went to another farm, hunted another big deer we had the wind right for it. We gave that spot a couple of days because the wind was wrong.
Yep.
We was wanting to shoot him, or you was wanting to shoot him full velvet.
Yep, had the perfect wind again, went back. There were deer in the field already. We were able to get into our blind. Not disturb anything.
Yeah.
We get the camera set up. Everything's perfect. Bubba reaches over to grab some, knocks the bow off my lap.
Oh, no.
Kadoosh!
No.
There goes the field.
Yeah, we get in all quiet. I zip the blind up. We get the camera set up. Deer's is 30, 40 yards from us. I look over and Tony's bent over like this, doing something, and all of a sudden, kabloosh! His bow slides off his lap, hits his chair, every deer in the field leaves. I look over at him and I say, well, that's a wrap on this one. Let's go to the house.
When I first got hurt and I was in so much pain and so depressed about what happened,
Everybody tends to say, like, well, you know, it could have been a lot worse. It could have been. And absolutely right. I mean, there were so many poor guys in Shepherd and girls in Shepherd where, you know, they were in so much worse shape than I was.
But when you hear that coming from an able-bodied person saying,
you don't want to hear
it could be much worse, you're like, you don't know how bad this is right now. Right.
I was at a point where my wife telling me that, I know she was trying to make it.
Make you feel better.
Feel better.
Right.
But I don't care.
Right.
I don't care. I'm having to try to deal with something now that has changed my entire life. Everything was just mashing in your head, and you do. You wake up sometimes and it's just like, oh God.
Yeah.
You know, I wish they wouldn't have saved me.
Yeah.
I wish I'd have just gone and be done. What'd I tell you? Real horsepower, huh?
Oh yeah.
Good girl. Whoa, Betty, whoa, yeah. Don't forget, guys, follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
Now, this is real horsepower.
Come on, Bubba, let's go.
This segment of the Huntsman's Cree TV is brought to you by Action Track Chair. We provide freedom, independence, and mobility.
Finally on the fourth day, I think it was?
Yeah.
Fourth or fifth day.
I think it was September 5th.
Yeah.
When we finally got the right wind and went back in there to hunt him.
We got in there like 2 hours before sunrise. Bubba told me, he's like, he's like, listen, you better get up. Don't make me drag you out of bed by your foot. He's like, we got to get in there early. He's like, they're going to be in that field. He's like, we're going to sneak in, get in that blind, let everything settle down. Worked out perfect. We had a couple bucks come in. You seen him first, I remember. You go, there he is.
Yeah, he walked out about 50 yards from us and behind a cedar tree.
Yep.
Where he come out, he'd done it every day just about. And he walked out. I seen him, I told him, I said, here he comes.
Smoked it, son. You drilled it, son. Well, we've been hunting this buck for, let's see, there's only 5 days. We seen him the first day. He got a little nervous. He turned around, never gave me a shot. But today, he finally showed up. He came in about 15 yards. And I smoked. Thank you, God. That was awesome.
It was a great hunt.
Yeah.
It was.
It was going to be his first velvet deer, but it didn't happen.
He had shed his velvet the night before.
The night before, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
shot this guy a couple hours ago. We've been hunting him for like the last 5 days. And finally, what a beauty. What a nice deer. When I first got hurt, I went through a real bad couple weeks, a couple months, maybe a couple of years. But like when I first was injured, I went through a real bad spell of depression, and I just I don't want to be here anymore. Yeah, because I knew my life. You know, the simplest things you take for granted. Yep.
I don't care who you are. You know, you could be the toughest, baddest dude.
Right.
You're going to find yourself in a dark place.
Yeah, and that happened to me. After I broke my back the second time in Shepherd, my wife had to go home because our daughter was making her first communion. And I wanted her to be there for her.
Yeah, right.
And so she went home to see her, and I was like, well, no one's here with me. I was by myself. And you know the state of mind that you're in.
Yeah.
And I pushed myself up into the parking garage to the top.
Yeah, I know that.
And
that's a long way down, isn't it?
Yeah, I was leaning over the edge and I was looking down and I was thinking, I could end it right now. I won't suffer anymore. And I was thinking about my family, what I would end up putting them through.
Right.
And it gave me a change of heart.
You're never gonna. The kids would never forget that. Your wife would never forget that.
Yeah.
Huntsman's Creed TV is proudly brought to you by the Huntsmans Foundation, inspiring and enabling disabled Americans to enjoy our great outdoors. Action Track Chair. We provide freedom, independence, and mobility. Afflictor Broadheads. Resistance is futile. And McCabe Outdoor Mobility, serving disabled Americans nationwide. This segment of the Huntsman's Creed TV is brought to you by the Huntsman's Foundation, helping to inspire and enable disabled Americans of all ages.
Remember that time we were up in New York turkey hunting? You came up to help me?
Yeah.
We tagged out here, and then we went back to New York. Bubba, remind me when a bird comes in tomorrow that's gun shooting high.
And I did. Right off the bat, the bird pitches out, comes right to us.
Yards, laid it up on him, and shot over him. I heard Bubba snicker.
8 or 9 inches he shot over.
In the blind. Shot again, shot right over him. I heard Bubba laugh a little bit more.
And then I told him, I said, hold the bead down on the bottom of his neck. Boom, same thing. He goes digging for his shells to put back in his gun. He said, heck with it. Puts the gun over in the corner.
Well, I figured after 3 shots, I had to let him go.
He's like a cat, he had 9 lives. I mean, we've killed a lot of animals over the last 3 or 4 years together and had a lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
A lot. And even though if you own a hunt and don't kill nothing, we still have a big time doing it. It ain't all about the kill, but it's a bonus. But we have a good time doing it.
That's right.
That we do.
Absolutely. Do you ever think back, you look back and you think, all the crazy things I did that could have hurt
I
me.
should have.
Yeah, should have hurt me.
Should have hurt me then.
Yeah.
And yet, all I'm doing is walking around up there checking stuff out, and boom.
Yep.
Yeah, it can drop out from underneath you in a heartbeat.
So fast.
Yeah. And this is kind of what we're trying to get across, you know, so it's,
Yep.
people get to know a little bit about you, and they'll get to know a little bit about me, and then we're going to bring it all. It's not going to be a woe me, poor old Tony, poor old Mike situation. We've dealt with it. What we're trying to do is help other people, and we're trying to show you guys how to do it with heart, you know.
Yep.
I mean, just, you don't quit.
Bottom line, you could still do whatever you want.
Do anything
you just got to want to do it.
Yeah.
You might have to do it different.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, folks, Tony, we're at that point where we got to say goodbye.
Next week, we're going to share Mike's story. You ain't going to want to miss it. I'm Tony Grasso.
I'm Mike McCabe, and we're both wishing you the best of luck.
Closed captioning provided by the Huntsmans Foundation, inspiring and enabling disabled veterans to return to the great outdoors.
Let me introduce.
Do I give him a big kiss when we get done?
Man, this thing.
Now let me introduce. He do anything for you?
Almost anything.
No, he'll do anything for you. He tucks me in the bed at night, wakes me up in the morning.
He does. Bought me a teddy bear.
Yeah.
Almost anything.